Hello children, welcome back once again. Today we are going to begin the chapter pronoun. Before knowing the definition, let's read the sentences given. Okay. Ram is a good boy. Ram goes to school. Ram likes to play football. Now see children, don't you think means repeating every time Ram, Ram and Ram in every sentences makes it sound odd? So it's not getting monotonous. What do you think? Yes. So in order to cut the monotony, let's do something. Except the first sentence, that is Ram is a good boy, the other two sentences, see, Ram goes to school, let's change the noun, okay, and substitute the word Ram with some word, okay, like Ram is a good boy, okay, he goes to school, he likes to play football. Now the sentences are looking pretty much okay, right? Ram is a good boy, he goes to school, he likes to play football. Now yes, you got it right. The word he is an example of pronoun. So pronoun means that replace noun, the words that replaces the noun. Okay. So there are several kinds of noun like personal pronouns, possessive pronouns, reflexive pronoun, demonstrative pronouns, relative pronouns, interrogative pronouns, reciprocal pronouns, universal pronouns, distributive pronouns, indefinite pronouns. Okay. So today let's start with personal pronoun. So personal pronoun are used for three persons, the first person, second person and third person. In first person we get I as a singular subject pronoun, we as a plural subject pronoun, and me is singular object pronoun, us is the plural object pronoun. Okay. In second person we get you. Okay. In third person we get he, she, it as singular subject pronouns and they as plural subject pronoun, and him, her, it as object pronoun singular and then plural objective pronoun. Okay, I hope it is clear. Let's see some examples. Okay, I am a teacher. We love Messi. So here I and we are the first person. So these are subject pronoun. We are talking about the first person. Then he plays football, she goes to market. Then again we are talking about he, she. He, she comes under third person. Okay. You are a good man. So here you is the second person. Yes. And another thing you should remember, it, we use it for animals or insects or non-living things. Okay, it is my car. So it's a non-living thing. So that time we use it. Okay. Now one thing you should remember, students. Suppose in a sentence, in a single sentence, you get the first person, second person and third person. Then what you will do? Means you will get confused, right? Which one to write at first. Suppose you get you, she, I. Okay, in a single sentence. So what you will do? You will follow 2-3-1 rule. Like second person will come first, then third person, then the first person. Okay, the sentence will be like you, she and I have scored good marks. For example, okay. If you get the third person and the first person, so you will follow the third person will come first and the first person will follow that one. Okay, 3-1 rule. Suppose you got second person and third person. So that time you will first put the second person to, okay, like second person and then the third person. Is that clear? Okay. Now moving on to the next one is possessive pronoun. Now what is possessive pronoun? It indicates the possession. Means the ownership or some kind of belongings. Okay. So here, see, I've given you a table. So I've written the personal noun and after that I have written the possessive pronoun. So personal pronoun I will change to mine in possessive pronoun we. will change to ours, you, yours, his, he, his, she, hers, they, theirs, and it itself. Okay. And one thing you should always remember, we never use apostrophe in possessive pronoun. Okay. We should not use apostrophe s. Okay. Like if I'm writing yours, it will be yours, not apostrophe s. Is that clear? Mind it. Okay. Now, for example, like this is your book. This is yours book. No, it's a wrong one. Okay. This book is mine. Okay, you can say like this. Now, that pen is yours. Now, that is yours pen. Okay, so I'm talking about someone's belonging. Whose belonging? Yours belonging. That pen belongs to you. Okay. This book is mine. Now I'm talking about a belonging, that is, I'm talking about a thing which belongs to me. So what will I do? What will I write? This book is mine. Okay, I hope it is clear. So moving on to the next one is reflexive pronoun. Now, so let us first read the definition. Reflexive pronouns are formed by joining the suffix self to personal pronouns of the singular number and selves to the personal pronoun of the plural number. Now, my, I'm talking about my, means I'm talking about one person, that is me. So it will be myself. Suppose we are talking about us. So it will be ourselves. Okay. Her, herself. Him, himself. Them, themselves. If I'm talking about one person, like I'm talking to you, so I'll say yourself. Okay. And if plural, then I'll say yourselves. Okay, I hope it is clear. So see some example. Rohan fell and hurt himself. And reflexive pronoun is one thing. It refers back to the subject in the sentence. Okay, like Rohan fell and hurt himself. Now who is the subject? Rohan, of course. So he fell and hurt himself only. So here himself is no one but Rohan. Okay, here himself is referring back to the subject Rohan. Okay, so here himself is a reflexive pronoun. Okay, now come to the next sentence. We tried to repair the television ourselves. Now here ourselves is referring back to whom? The subject we. Okay. Now see one thing. I myself saw her do it. Now what is this myself? It is a reflexive pronoun, right? No. It is an emphatic pronoun. Now what are emphatic pronouns? Reflexive pronouns used to put emphasis on the subject is called emphatic pronoun. Like I myself saw her do it. Now here myself, of course, is reflecting back, but I am also emphasizing that I have seen it. No other person have seen it. Okay, no one else have seen it, but I myself saw her do it. Now another example. I did it by myself. So who did it? I did it, and no one else. So these two are the examples of emphatic noun. So reflexive noun refer back to the subject in the sentence, but emphatic noun means it will put an emphasis on the subject. I hope it is clear. Now come to the next one, demonstrative pronoun. Demonstrative pronoun means those pronouns that are used to point towards something specific within a sentence. That means to point out, okay, and identify any specific noun. So for examples like this, that, these, those. These are some examples of demonstrative pronoun. Okay, let us see some examples. This is my doll. So this is my doll. Now doll is a singular noun. Okay, and this is used for singular nouns. Okay, this, and which are nearest to the thought or person of the speaker. Okay, now nearest to the means which are placed near, means closer. Okay, this is my doll. That means the doll is here only, right beside me, or right means close to me. Okay, now comes to the these. Now these is used for the plural pronouns that are placed for near. Okay, so these are my dolls. So here I'm talking about more than one doll. That means it has become plural. Okay, so with the plural nearest object, we will use these. Okay, now that is used to demonstrate singular noun that are placed far. Okay, that is a pencil. So that pencil about which I'm talking about, that pencil is lying where? Farther away. Okay, that's why it is not close to my, it is not near to me. Okay, it is placed far. So that is my pencil. Those is used to demonstrate plural nouns that are placed far. So those are my pencils, suppose. Okay, so here I'm talking about more than one pencils, and which are not near me, which are placed far away. So that's why I used those. I hope this much is clear. Now come to the relative pronouns. Now relative pronouns means to join two sentences. And what are the examples? We can say who, whom, whose, which, that. These are some relative pronouns. Okay, these are some examples of relative pronouns. Now, so she is the girl who teaches English. Now, so here I'm talking about a girl who teach English. So here who is acting as a relative pronoun. So it is joining the two sentences. Okay, this is the car which I bought. So this is the car only which. So which is used for all except humans. Okay, and who or whom are used for humans respectively. Okay, these are the children whose father has died. Now I'm talking about whose father? The children's father. So again I'm here, whose is acting as a relative pronoun. Okay, she is the same girl that helped me. Now again see, that is acting like a relative pronoun. So I'm relating one thing, one sentence with the other sentence. Okay, I hope it is clear. Now come to the pronoun. We will see the interrogative pronoun. So what are interrogative pronouns? Interrogative pronouns are used for asking question. Okay, like who, whom, whose, which, what. These are the examples of interrogative pronoun. For example, see, who is he? So here I am asking about a person. Okay, who is he? Now, whom have you called? Now again I am asking about a person. Whom have you called? So here who and whom both are the interrogative pronouns. Okay, now whose pen is that? So I'm talking. So here I am using whose, ask about the possession of something. Okay, whose pen is that? Okay, so where is your book? So I'm asking here about place. Where is your book? Bag. So I'm asking about the place. Why are you sad? So I'm asking about the reason. So where, why, then when will you come here? So these are the examples of interrogative pronouns. Okay, so I hope it is clear. So now we will discuss about the distributive pronoun. So from the name itself is pretty clear. Distributive means distribution. So pronouns which separate a person or thing from a group of persons or things are called distributive pronouns. So distributive pronouns separate the person from other persons. Okay, it is also refer to the persons or things one at a time. Okay, so for this reason they are also singular in number and they use singular verbs also. For examples like either, neither, each, everyone, any, one, etc. Okay, like see this example, each of the boys gets a prize. Now each of the boys means I'm talking about every boy. Okay, one by one. Okay, each of the boys gets a prize. So gets is a singular verb. Either of you can go. So again, either of you means any of you. Okay, either or neither are used to denote choices, okay, between two persons or thing, like either of you can go or neither of you can go. Okay, any or one is used to denote choice among many person or things. Okay, so now comes the last one, indefinite pronoun. So we all know what is indefinite pronoun. Indefinite pronoun do not point out specific person or thing. For example, like someone, somebody, something, everyone, everybody, anyone, anybody, one, none, all, many, both, etc. Okay, these are some examples of indefinite pronoun. So let's see some examples. So all of us have cleared the exam. Now one thing you should keep in your mind, any and all are used both in singular and plural numbers. So all of us have cleared the exam. So here I'm talking about more than one person. I've used here us. Now both, some, many are used as plural. So both of them are coming. Okay, or some of my classmates participated in the game. Okay, see some another example. Does anything need to be fixed? Let everyone exit the train before entering it. So these are some examples of indefinite pronouns. Okay, that's all for today. I hope you all understood. So meeting you again in our next online class. Till that time, take care of yourself, go through the examples, and thank you.